Hi guys, Nada here, and today I'm going to look into the latest version of one of the most popular and the most iconic case series in the past 10 years or so, which is the Fractal Design Define series. They released two brand new cases today, the Define 7 and the Define 7 XL. Now, as you've noticed, the R is missing and nobody knows where the R is, so if you happen to find the R, call the headquarters, maybe they will send you a new case. I don't know. Now, this series is known for having a very elegant, sleek design, excellent build quality, and the excellent finish. They've never done anything super crazy and super out of the ordinary, but I guess that's one of the reasons so many people like these cases. Now, the Fractal Define 7 will cost you $150 to $160, depending on the color and on the type of a panel you can choose. You can get a black case, black with a white inside. You can get a gray case or the white one with the silver front panel like I have right here. The side can be either closed or a tempered glass, depending on what you like. The big XL case will cost you $50 more and you can only get it in black. So let's see what these cases have to offer and are they worth getting. Let's go. This video is brought to you by ASUS and their ROG Scar 3 gaming laptop. The Scar 3 comes with a 6-core Intel Core i7 CPU, a proper RTX 2070 graphics card, and a stunning 240Hz IPS panel, giving you that fantastic gaming experience. And then all that at a reasonable price. Check it out using the links in the description below. As you would expect, Fractal didn't really change too much in terms of the design of the Define series. Now, there are a few visible changes, like the aluminum front panel now is curving over the edges a bit, and they also decided to remove the iconic chrome feet in favor of more typical plastic feet, which are actually not my favorite. Now, don't let the XL case fool you, because even the standard Define 7 is a pretty large case. It is 48 centimeters tall, it is 55 centimeters deep and 24 centimeters wide. And the XL takes it one step further, being 57 centimeters tall and 60 centimeters deep. Both cases come with a door that gives you access to the front dust filter and optical bays. There is one on the Define 7 and two on the XL. You can also get rid of the external bays and make more space for fans if you wish. The door feels great, the metal hinges are very well done, and you can reverse it to open the other way if you prefer. You can also reach the bottom dust filter from the front, which is a very nice thing and very convenient. A very positive change is that they got rid of that lame top panel cover that was popular before, and instead of having that removable thing that you just slap on top, both 7 and the 7 XL actually get shipped with two completely different top panels. So depending on the cooling configuration, you can actually have a proper, sleek, clean-looking top or a better performing ventilated panel. Now, this is definitely an extra cost and one of the reasons why these cases are a bit more expensive than the previous ones, but I think the end result is really worth it. Front I/O panel is same on both cases and it comes with separate audio jacks, a USB Type-C port, two USB 3 and two USB 2 ports. Another interesting change is on both side panels that have a completely new mechanism of opening. So they have a little clip in the back and you just need to pull on the panel so it opens. It is very sturdy though, so you do need to put some effort in it, which is great because you don't really want it accidentally opening or getting pushed open by cables. They're also connected at the base, so they won't just drop on the table when you're opening them. So I say it's a very nice solution. I just don't know how durable it is. Internally, the new Defines still look familiar, but again a bit more sleek than the last version. There is a nice PS2 shroud that has the same design that matches the top cover, and the right side is kept very clean. Like before, Fractal gives you the option to either keep the case completely open, like you see right here, or you can move the cover on the right side to the front and just hide a ton of hard drives behind it. By default, you can install up to 7 hard drives and 2 SSDs into the Define 7, and if you add some optional accessories, you can fit up to 14 hard drives and 4 SSDs in there. Now, if that isn't enough for you for some mysterious unexplained reason, with some extra cages and brackets, you can fit 18 hard drives and 5 SSDs into the XL and still have plenty of space for a large graphics card. The Define 7 can fit up to an extended ATX motherboard, but keep in mind if you use that one, it will cover the cable management holes and grommets, so the cable management will be a bit messy, so I would suggest you stick to the ATX format. Now the Define 7 XL can even fit an SSI board, but again, it will cover the cable management holes, so I would stick to either ATX or extended ATX motherboards. You can actually move the grommets and close the holes you're not using, so if you stick to ATX or extended ATX, you will still have clean cable management. The backside of both cases is really well done as well. There is plenty of space for cable management, there is a lot of cable routing options. They also added a nice little extra cover at the bottom that keeps the cables nicely tucked in. There's also a very nicely hidden fan hub, which you connect to a PWM header on your motherboard and can be used to connect to up to 6 3-pin fans and 3 PWM fans, so 9 in total. Now, having all the fan headers in one line at the top of the case makes complete sense, and it's much easier for cable management. Now, I did run into one issue with my X299 build in the Define 7 because the power connectors on this motherboard are only on the right side, and the power connectors on my Cooler Master power supply could not go through the cable hole because of the fan hub. So in most of the cases, this is not going to be an issue at all, but I'm just putting it out there so you can keep it in mind. Now, as you expect, building a system in a case of this size is very easy because you have plenty of space to work in. You can put any component you had in mind and not worry about the size, and you have plenty of space for cable management. Now, because I got a white version of the Define 7, I decided to go for a very light build as well. So here I have the Asus Prime X299 Edition 30 motherboard. That is the special edition motherboard they released for their 30th anniversary. There is a 10th generation Intel Core i9 in there, the 10900X. There is 32 gigabytes of Corsair dominated platinum RGB memory, and there is the RTX 2080 Dual from Asus for a GPU. Now, I had some extension cables from Cooler Master that I used here that are also white and black, and I used Cooler Master V650 power supply as well. I think it came out really well, but even with a high power system like this, it still looks a bit empty. So considering the fact that you can fit so many different fans and radiators in this case, a custom cooling would be super nice. And keep in mind, they made it very easy because you can actually remove the whole top part of the case, install your radiators and fans outside, and then put it back in. Now, as for the Define 7 XL, I decided to go for a nice Threadripper build. So here we have the extended ATX motherboard from Asus. This is Asus ROG Zenith 2 Extreme. There is a Threadripper 3960X in there. There is a Be Quiet Tier 4 cooler, and there is a RTX 2080 Super Gaming Extria from MSI. And even though this is an insane system, it never looked smaller. Then again, it's kind of cool that you can use and build a high-end system like this and still have space for 18 hard drives and 2 hands full of SSDs. I mean, look at that. Even though both cases can fit a ton of fans, they come with 340mm fans by default, 2 in the front and 1 in the back, and that is what I tested the cases with. Now, considering the fact that both rigs are pretty powerful, neither case had any issues keeping the temperatures under control. Now, considering the closed front, I'd say the thermals were surprisingly good. In gaming, neither build broke a sweat, and even when stressing the CPU and the GPU at the same time, temperatures remained very comfortable, showing plenty of headroom for overclocking. Now, both do a good job at limiting the noise as well. Even with fans at 100% under stress, all you heard from the XL build was a gentle little breeze. The only reason the Define 7 build made a bit more noise was because of the fans on the all-in-one cooler that are a bit louder. So I actually limited those fans to 40 decibels at 50 centimeters distance for testing, as I think that is a very nice noise limit for a system under load. Now, if you stick a nice quiet cooler in there, you'll have no issues keeping a high-end rig like this whisper quiet. Alright, so that's it for the Define 7 and Define 7 XL, and I have to say I'm really struggling to find something to complain about. I mean, they're not super innovative cases with mind-blowing features that are going to change the case market in 2020, but they do have those small innovations that are making working with these cases and owning these cases just a bit nicer. So they're objectively excellent cases. They have excellent build quality, they have excellent finish, they have plenty of space, you can fit any reasonable or an unreasonable system in there, and they perform really well. Now, the only problem that I see here is that the price of the Define series went a bit up with these cases, while some cheaper cases got better due to some smart cost cuts. So if you take Meshify C, for example, that costs about half as much of these cases, it will offer pretty much everything that most of you out there need. So that kind of puts these cases out of the mainstream and into more of a niche segment for people that do want something more premium for their high-end rigs or custom loops, or just want a lot of storage options. Which puts the Define XL into an even more difficult situation because the Define 7 fits so much already, so your needs need to be really specific to go for a full tower like this. But if you really like these cases and your wallet doesn't mind, I would say just go for it. They're an excellent choice. Now that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what do you think about these new cases and about this review. Don't forget to subscribe, give me thumbs up, and see you in the next one. Bye!